Hello, everyone. Welcome back to NYG Empire, where you get all the latest New York Giants news. Um, we're gonna do a little bit different here today. We're gonna do things a little bit more different. We're gonna do the NFL mock draft round one when it comes to all these teams, all 32 picks, and yeah, it should be fun. I'm gonna do some things differently. Maybe I'll do trades. Maybe I don't. I was just trying to think of it as a more probable, um, somewhat realistic, somewhat you know everything in between. When it comes to these picks, we just never know. I'll be trying to get everything right when it comes to these picks, and it's just not possible. I feel like because we cannot pick these guys' brains, man. It's a lot of reaches when it comes to the NFL draft. There's a lot of things that just goes on, a lot of trades. You just never know. That's the thing. It just hits you with a curveball. So I think that's the great thing about it. There's nothing really predictable about these picks. So let's go on to it, and we're just gonna have fun here with this. We're gonna start the draft. On the clock, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, there's been a lot of reports saying they're looking at Trayvon Walker, which it could be smoke. Which why would there be smoke really? Because they have the first overall pick. But I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. I can't deny, no matter what you think of Trayvon Walker production when he was at Georgia, you can't deny that he had a magnificent combine. He did phenomenal at the combine. But at the same time, you could think that the Jaguars could pick someone like Trayvon Walker because they bank on a lot of potential. It will be such a not as such a it will be such a Jacksonville Jaguars pick on they're banking on more potential than actual like not talent, but you know what I'm saying, like proven talent. Because Aiden Hutchinson is like the most proven prospect in this draft. That he's proven that he's like, top tier. While Trayvon Walker, he's a project. So for me, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars will go with someone like Aiden Hutchinson. Still, I'm not buying the smoke. I'm not buying the reports. I'm just not buying it. So I'm just say Aiden Hutchinson. Now for the Detroit Lions, they are they need about everything to be honest with you. But at the same time, I feel like they will go with someone like Trayvon Walker. The Detroit Lions are not really that bad of a team. I feel like the coach is really passionate, and whenever you did watch them, even though they were really like didn't have a lot of wins, they fought every single game. And Campbell, the coach, he's won over the locker room, and they came to play every single day. So at the same time, not every single day, every single week. So for a player like that I can see that can like buy into Dan Campbell's scheme and buy into his the type of coach he's trying to build with the Detroit Lions. I can see someone like Trayvon Walker there, you know, someone who's very disciplined, someone who's very like, has the potential to be a great defensive end. So I just see it. For the Houston Texans, they need about everything. Even you can see on the screen here, every position, literally. Um, so with that, you go best player available. Darius Stingley, he's not the best player available in my opinion. Charles Cross, he's not even the best tackle in this year's draft. He's the best pass blocking tackle, but he's not the best overall tackle. Amal Garner, you can even say he's probably arguably the best player available here. But what I'm gonna go with is Ikem Ekwonu, who is the best offensive lineman in this year's draft. And when it comes to the Texans, they need offensive line badly, like really badly. Because when I was looking at um, Tyrod Taylor film when we signed him, when the Giants signed him, I was curious. I looked up more film about him. When he was on the Texans, he had barely any time, man. There will be like 2 seconds after the ball snap, defensive tackle is right there in his face. Um, Defensive end right there in his face. It's crazy, right? And there's interest of moving Titus Howard back to guard. And yeah, of course they got Lorman Tunsil, but how long is he gonna be there for? And he's getting older. So why not just build that offensive line and save the future for the future quarterback so he could be better protected. So I'm gonna go with Ekam. And now there have been reports when it comes to the Jets they are looking at Kayvon Thibodeau, which I believe are true because yes, they do need corner. I wouldn't be surprised they go with Ahmad Garner, but at the same time, they do need edge help. Carl Lawson, who they signed last year, towards ACL, he was out for the season. The pass rusher wasn't the greatest. I think, yeah, it wasn't the greatest. So, um, why not like keep on trying to develop that, create some pressure, you know, build from the trenches when it comes to the defensive line. Carl Lawson, he's not getting any older, even though he's rehabbing well and it looks like he's going to come back for this season. It's still, it raises some question marks. And Kayvon, he's just a generational talent at that position. So I'd rather have Kayvon Thibodeau than Carl Lawson, or just both of them coexist and both of them play on one side and the other play on another side. So I'm buying into this. I feel like Kayvon could have the potential to go to the Jets. So I'm gonna pick it. Now for the Giants, we're gonna do something different here. We're not gonna do the whole trade back thing that I did last video. When I did that, just there was more of a hypothetical type pick. Um, so now for the Giants, I feel like we're gonna go with the best tackle available, which which is gonna be Evan Neal. Then again, we have been hearing reports that the Giants are really in on Charles Cross because he's the best pass blocking tackle in the draft. But when it comes to run blocking, he's a project. He came from an air raid scheme at Mississippi State. To get arguing and say that's more Dable's scheme. He's more of a pass heavy guy, which you're correct. You're right. But at the same time, I want the overall, not just me, but I feel like the like someone like Joe Shane just wants someone uh, like an overall, how can I say this, like an overall tackle, not just like he's good at this part but he's bad on this other aspect. You talk about Evan Neal as like the best tackle in this year's draft. At Kwanu, you could say he's a guard. You know, Evan Neal, he's a tackle. He's polished in everything. I've seen tape on him. He's shut down Trayvon Walker. He shuts down the best of the best. So for that, I got to go with Evan Neal. I got to. I have to. You know. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if we go with Charles Cross. So now with the Carolina Panthers, there's talks that they either go offensive tackle or quarterback or even trade down. I don't see anybody trading down for this pick. I just don't see it. Um, so for that, I just think they're gonna go Charles Cross. For the quarterback situation for Carolina Panthers, they could get they getting rocked with Sam Darnold for another year. God bless them. They go. They can get Jimmy Garoppolo. God bless them. They can even try to pursue for Baker Mayfield. Man, they having a mid off. That is not good. But at the same time, the NFL there's no real nice way of saying this. The Carolina Panthers are just screwed. They're just screwed. Let's be honest. They're screwed. Just like us. We're screwed too. The Giants are screwed too, but Carolina Panthers, they trying to win now. They're not even trying to rebuild. They're trying to win now. Good luck. It's not happening. I'm sorry, but I had to say it. So, Charles Cross. Like, if they were smart enough, just do Charles Cross. Just do it. Just like, because even if they get Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett, you gotta wait. Matt Rule's not gonna keep his job. They're just gonna fire him anyway, because these guys are developmental quarterbacks. They're not gonna be. There's a slight chance that they're gonna like break out off the gate. This is not gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think they're generational quarterbacks like that. So, even though they have the potential, Malik Willis has the massive potential. See him as a Mike Vick 2.0 maybe, but that will come with time. I feel like, but hey, Charles Cross, 6th pick, whatever. The Giants, I don't have them trading back. Don't mess it up. Get Ahmad Gardner. Get Sauce Gardner. Just that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Get Sauce Gardner. Uh, that's the quickest pick. The Falcons. I did this before, right? I was thinking. I said either I don't see Stingley. They got AJ Terrell. They got bigger matters when it comes to holes in their offense and defense. I said they could go with Kyle Hamilton. They could go with wide receiver. They could like Gary Wilson or Jameson Williams. They go edge. They could go. Where is Jermaine Johnson? They could go with Jermaine Johnson. But something has really wooed me. Something has really said to me, it's like, it's not what you think it is. This pick is not what you think it is. It's gonna be a curveball. It's gonna throw everybody for a shock. Because think of this, right? You know what? I'm just gonna do it. Do not kill me. Malik Willis to the Falcons. Like I said before, Malik Willis reminds me of someone that could possibly be a Mike Vick 2.0. Possibly. Not say he is. Not say he won't. I say he has the potential to be one. Then again, you could also make the argument and say he can't be because he will be riding on the Falcons and they have no talent. You're right. But at the same time, I just don't see Marcus Mariota being a starting quarterback. A starting quarterback in the year 2022? This is 2022. This is not 2015 anymore. Marcus Mariota as a starting quarterback. He was a gadget guy. He wasn't even a real backup quarterback for the freaking Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. He wasn't even a real quarterback. He was just a gadget guy. He was an option guy. So the Falcons just looking at him like, yeah, he'll be a starter quarterback. It's nuts. What do you got? What film you got on him to say like he could be a starting quarterback? It's crazy. So I just don't believe it. I just don't believe unless they're really trying to tank, which, hey, could be real, but I just don't see him, man. Malik Willis, whatever. Malik Willis to the Falcons. Now, Seattle. Tackles, the best tackles are off the board. If I didn't do Malik Willis to the Falcons, I would have done Malik Willis to the Seahawks, to be honest. So they need secondary help pretty badly. They do need edge help pretty badly as well, and they need tackle. You can see maybe I can even see them trading back here too. I don't know. This one's tough. This is the one that I kind of not really thought of. But you know what? Right here, I'm gonna say Jermaine Johnson. I'm gonna say Jermaine Johnson. He has been shooting up draft boards. He's been shooting up. His draft stock has been rising. It's. I just think it's gonna happen. Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. Then again, you never know. The Seahawks are terrible when it comes to drafting. As of late, for the past like 4 years, they've been terrible. So you never know. Now for this Jets pick, I don't see them double down and going defense. I see a wide receiver here, and that wide receiver, I can see, Garrett Wilson. I just can see it. I don't know. I don't even got any input when it comes to that. I just see Garrett Wilson. Now for this Washington Commanders pick, they get also trade down here too. Um, but they need corner help. They need safety help. They need about a lot of things. But to me, mm, even wide receiver, too. I can see wide receiver as well. Um, man, I don't know. It's. They got rid of Landon Collins. The cornerback depth is not that great. Only wide receiver they got is Terry McLaurin, and they just acquired Carson Wentz. So he needs more weapons. But at the same time, here's my reasoning for this. The wide receiver core, the wide receiver class for this year is so deep. It's very deep. So like they could pick up a decent guy in the second round or the third round, to be honest with you. So I feel like it's not a lot of safeties out there. It's not a lot of great corners out there. So I think it's between those picks. So for this, I feel like they'll go with someone like Cal Hamilton. I feel like it will. And for the Minnesota Vikings, it's going to be Derek Stingley. Straight up. I couldn't even think. I ain't had to think about it. If they need cornerback desperately, Patrick Peterson in the year 2022 is your number one cornerback. You need to rethink things drastically. Like right now, you got to rethink things. So you got to pick up the best cornerback available. Patrick Peterson in 2022 is not going to cut it. So for the Texans with this pick, they do best player available. They picked up Biquanu. I could see them going leaning towards defense, or even traded back here. But then again, they might even get a wide receiver because at the same time they're trying to trade Brandon Cooks. So you know what? Throw another curveball. Let's look at the wide receivers. I think they go Jameson Williams. Now for the Ravens. I know they need corner. I know they need secondary. But the defensive line is a main issue when it comes to them. They need that force when it comes to having a defensive line. I think that's important. They lost so many guys when it came to free agency over the years. And the best defensive lineman I see in this draft class right now is Jordan Davis. So I have the Ravens getting Jordan Davis. Now for the Eagles. Big need, linebacker, cornerback, defensive interior, wide receiver. Even guard, too. They need a guard. Guard center. To me, I think they'll double up with a wide receiver as well. It's too bad Jameson Williams was taken. I think they would have took him. Um, let's look at the wide receivers. Jahan Dotson is really low for some reason. Um, Drake London. Do do I really think they're gonna go with someone like Drake London with this pick? Someone who's big body that reminds me of Kenny Galladay. Decent, really good route runner at that for his size. But the Eagles, are they really done with someone that like who is big body receivers? They just now looking for slot guys. I don't know. I think it's the Eagles. They like to take risks. They go with Jake London and wide receiver back to back. The New Orleans Saints, they pick Chris Olave. And when it comes to the Chargers, they go with offensive tackle, which they need desperately again. Um, they go with Trevor Penning. Now the Eagles again. I can see them going with Trent McDuffie here. I can see it. They need another cornerback desperately. Darius Slay's not getting younger. Everybody else in that cornerback position is just dreadful. You could see linebacker, yes, but Devin Lloyd, he's a good player. I just don't see it. I don't know. Cornerbacks is just like it's just a pivotal position when it comes to the defense. Like you need someone to cover, and Trent McDuffie's a great coverage guy. Him with him with Darius Slay, I feel like that would be a good like two cornerback set. I feel like that would be decent. So I just see it. I just see Trent McDuffie here. It just screams Eagles pick. And now, if you would have asked me a month ago, I would have said this is where the Saints pick their quarterback. But for right now, I just don't see it. For now, I think they go with best player available. Yeah, I see them going best player available. So for that, oh, it makes sense for a quarterback. I'm telling you this right now. It does, but it doesn't. They signed Winston for how many years? 3 years? Was it 2 or 3 years? Um, they signed Andy Dalton. It's too many quarterbacks on this roster for me to say they're gonna pick up another quarterback in the draft. I just don't see it. I'm sorry, I just don't. So for that, they go with the best player available. To me, that is someone. You know what? They lost. Um, this safety. So I could see them picking up a safety. To be honest with you, I can see it. So for that, don't sleep. Could be lose scene. I think it's be lose scene. Lose sign. Sorry. Now with the Steelers, they didn't have to trade up. They didn't. For that, I think they're gonna get Kenny Pickett here. They need a quarterback desperately. Yes, they do need offensive linemen, but there's good offensive linemen in the later rounds. You can say that's the same thing for the quarterbacks, but it just feels right. Hometown kid, you know, played at Pittsburgh, now playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's just too perfect. It's too perfect. Now, for the Patriots wide receiver. They traded for a wide receiver. They traded for Devontae Parker. So I feel like they're already kind of done with the wide receiver department when it comes to the first round. In terms for the first round, I think they'll pick up another wide receiver in like the second round, third round, anywhere there. Um, but they need defensive help pretty badly. They would need a corner terribly. They brought back Malcolm Butler, who has to play for like a year. So I can see Andrew Booth. I can see Devin Lloyd. I can see Carl Loftus. They got rid of their was it their guard or their tackle. They got rid of one offensive lineman, and yeah, it's that's something. But at the same time, I just feel like they'll go with someone like Andrew Booth. They need defensive help. They lost Josh Jackson too. Um, I don't know if his name is Josh Jackson. It's another corner that they lost. That was the main corner for last year. Um, and they just need corner now. So that's what I'm going to do. Andrew Booth. For the Packers, I just see wide receiver. I see wide receiver. But then again, every year they don't take wide receiver. They take someone else. But for the first time in forever, they have two first round picks. They gotta take wide receiver here. There's no way. And I feel like they are actually going to listen to Aaron Rodgers for once, even though he's a fraud in his own. Even though he's a fraud anyway, but they'll listen to him, and I think they'll go with like someone like Treylon Burks. Cardinals, they need edge help pretty badly, so I just think they're gonna go with. Then again, they do need guards too. They need offensive line help, but I feel like they just go with edge and they get George Karlaftis. Now for the Dallas Cowboys, I feel like they need guard desperately. People saying they could take another wide receiver. I don't really see it. For the first round pick, I don't really see it. They already still have a decent core. It's like CD Lamb and and Gallup. I know Gallup was mostly injured for last season, but when he is on the field, he's a decent, serviceable wide receiver. I don't see any wide receiver that's worthwhile right now. That's on the market right now for the draft. So I just see a guard going. I just see a guard going here, and for that guard, I could see either Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green. And to me, I feel like it would be Zion Johnson. Now, same thing here for the Bills. They need guard as well. They need interior offensive line. They need. I don't think they need defense and interior defense. They still got Ed Oliver, who's serviceable. They also need wide receiver. Yes, kind of agree. Even though Josh Allen, he makes wide receivers. Hmm. It's interesting. Hmm. So for this, I'm gonna just go with my gut, and I'm gonna say they're gonna go with. Name this one's hard. I actually don't know where they will go with this. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna just go. I'm and some people are saying they could go running back, which, hey, maybe, but none of those running backs they drafted has been panning out well. I'm just going with my wide receiver, and it's either between Jahan Dotson or Sky Moore. I think it's probably gonna go with Sky Moore. I'm gonna say Sky Moore. Now for the Tennessee Titans that need offensive line help. Well, guard, 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 guard. So for that, I got them going Kenny Green. Now for the Buccaneers, you need guard help. Guard help. People did say wide receiver. I don't see it. It's getting harder and harder. Like this is the hardest mock draft I've ever done. To be honest with you, um, man, this is tough. Maybe they take Tyler Smith and change him into guard because he could play both. Maybe they give you either get Tyler Lindenbaum, make him a center. You know what? I'm a huge fan of Tyler Lindenbaum, but nah. Let's say Tyler Lindenbaum. Let's see. Let's say Tyler Smith. Now for the Packers, they're gonna go best player available. The best player available, in my opinion, is either Devin Lloyd or Devontae Wyatt. I feel like they'll go with Devontae Wyatt here. Now for Kansas City Chiefs, they're going wide receiver. They're going wide receiver. Then again, they could trade for cornerbacks as well and get James Bradbury, which we don't know. Hmm. Which people are saying don't be surprised if George Pickens get picked up, or you know, so either George Pickens or Jahan Dotson. George Pickens is, no offense, a little bit of a head case, and it could be a headache. I don't know if Kansas City really cares about that, but now I feel like the NFL is more cautious about trying to draft these guys who kind of already having like red flags when it comes to personality issues and stuff like that. Um, so I just feel like they'll probably go with someone like Jahan Dotson. Even though I feel like George Pickens is probably the best selection, I don't know. It's always the character issues. It's always the character issues. So, it, Jahan Dotson. Now, they do need corner. Let's just say if they don't trade for a corner, they go with Kale Elam. And now for the Cincinnati Bengals, they go with Tyler Linderbaum. That's like a no-brainer type pick there. And the Detroit Lions, they picked up Trayvon Walker with this pick, for the second pick. Now, where would they go? I think they'll rely on offense. It will be wide receiver or quarterback. Let's be honest, Jared Goff, it's not the guy. He's not. Um, so then again, they do need linebacker as well, but I don't see them double downing on defense. Let's just go wide receiver. I'd say they go with George Pickens. And I think we are done here. He's just grading it. Um, no, I refuse to pay. Sorry. So yeah, let's do a little rundown. First pick, Jaguars select Aiden Hutchinson. Second pick, Detroit Lions take Trayvon Walker. The third pick, the Houston Texans take Ekem Makwanu. With the fourth pick, the Jets select Kayvon Thibodeau. For the fifth pick, the New York Giants select Evan Neal. For the sixth pick, the Carolina Panthers select Charles Cross. With the seventh pick, the New York Giants select Amal Garner. With the eighth pick, the Atlanta Falcons select Malik Willis. With the ninth pick, the Seattle Seahawks select Jermaine Johnson II. With the 10th pick, the Jets select Garrett Wilson. With the 11th pick, the Washington Commanders select Kyle Hamilton. With the 12th pick, the Minnesota Vikings select Derek Stingley Jr. With the 13th pick, the Houston Texans select Jameson Williams. With the 14th pick, the Baltimore Ravens select Jordan Davis. With the 15th pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select Drake London. With the 16th pick, the New Orleans Saints select Chris Olave. With the 17th pick, the Los Angeles Chargers select Trevor Penning. With the 18th pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select Trent McDuffie. With the 19th pick, for a surprise, the New Orleans Saints select Louis Cine. With the 20th pick, the Steelers select Kenny Pickett. With the 21st pick, the Patriots select Andrew Booth. With the 22nd pick, the Green Bay Packers select Treylon Burks. With the 23rd pick, the Cardinals select George Karlaftis. With the 24th pick, the Cowboys select Zion Johnson. With the 25th pick, the Buffalo Bills select Sky Moore. With the 26th pick, the Tennessee Titans select Kenyon Green. With the 27th pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Tyler Smith. With the 28th pick, the Green Bay Packers select Devontae Wyatt. With the 29th pick, the Kansas City Chiefs select Jahan Dotson. With the 30th pick, the Kansas City Chiefs select Kare Alum. With the 31st pick, the Bengals select Tyler Linderbaum. With the 32nd pick, the Lions select George Pickens.